Hey, hi everyone. We are in this new episode, which is called Agentic Economy or just another NFT 2.0. And I have some special guests with me. We have Anjali from Avo.so and we have Fed from Flow AI. So I this specific stream is not around how the market has been, honestly, because market is truly vulnerable and we understand how things are in however markets. But I really want to understand from a perspective people who are building into the agentic space, like what's your POV when you started building your specific project? And what do you think, like what's the ON? What's the ideal case for you guys once you think scale out and you see that are there many developers who are creating AI agents or AI agents being utilized? And it can be periphery as well. Like let's say if I am a developer, I would need more users and I utilize Avo and I utilize Flow. So what do you guys think is the ideal case for your project specifically? And anybody can go in on this. Like this is a very laid back and open stream. Shall I
Uh,
choose? Go guys, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to be like
I can
that.
start.
Yeah.
I'm happy to start us off. I would say for me, and with Avo and what the team has been building for the last almost 2 years now, the ideal case scenario is almost having a personal trader in your pocket. So it's someone that is the best when it comes to any type of trading and having any consumer have their personalized version in their pocket for access at any time. That would be like our ideal case scenario. On the dev side, it would be devs that are already playing around with trading agents that are already very excited about it, that are building a bunch of those, actually being able to showcase those to their audiences, and being able to monetize that and actually seeing if they're good at building agents. There's a lot of people that have been playing around with frameworks like Eliza that came out, and they're like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to try to throw in some money and play around with it. And while it's easier to develop now, that doesn't mean everyone should trade. And a lot of my friends, me included, just lost all their money when we used Eliza, because unless you're actually very good and you know what you're doing and you know what technical indicators to use, it doesn't work. And so the idea is you don't have to learn any of that. You can find an agent that is at the same risk tolerance as you and just automate the trading. So all these people that are in the trenches every day don't need to be anymore. At least that would be the beautiful future that we're trying to build towards.
And is that a real possibility in terms of like, because this market is really volatile, like uh I we tend to see that there is a lot of like riff in this market, and specifically utilizing LLMs and like agentic space for this. Do you think that's the right strategy of like if I would say that I am using an agent for me to go ahead and there are some human instincts which eventually come into play, and that creates the DX of what kind of portfolio or reflection of APR you're looking at, or what reflection of XIRR you're looking at. So, do you think that agents uh, would be able to try to, I don't know, like would they reciprocate the same kind of strategies which we are going through? That
Yes, they do. I used to work at a hedge fund. One of my co-founders also like is a quant. A lot of this is already being used by hedge funds. They're using it to make millions, if not more, money every like week or longer period of a time frame. And so we know it works. We see it being used by giants. It's more so why not let the everyday person have access to it too? And you're right. There's going to be agents that don't work. There's going to be agents that don't align with people's investment preferences. And that's just for people to figure out what area do they want to trade in. You're right. Like crypto is more volatile. If we even make an S&P 500 version of crypto, that's going to be going down 200% one week and going up 50% another week. So it is more volatile. We can't change the markets in that way, but it is a little bit more hedged than what people are currently seeing in the market. And for people that just want to hold like the top 20 blockchains, there's going to be an agent that lets you do that and you don't have to think about it. And so that's really the beauty there.
and what do you think, Fed? And from your tech
Hmm.
perspective as well.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And let me repeat the question just to make sure we're on the same page. So you're asking, where are we today with the agents in Flow, and then also what's the ideal use case scenario for us, right?
Yeah.
And sharing a little bit also about my background. I've been in crypto forever, and before starting Flow was a gauntlet, so DeFi risk analysis kind of thing, um, and so we started Flow about 2 years and a half ago, Denver 2023. So it's a little bit before that, but around that time is like when we officially started.
You were
And
early.
yeah, I mean, it's relative because GPT 3.5 came out uh, beginning of the year, and then GPT-2 was already out in 2018 or something like that. And so it was relatively early. Um, so it's interesting. I went through a lot of different phases in which like the initial mode was the model, and now the model had been commoditized, and now the mode and the GPT wrapper where like you have no mode because it's the GPT wrapper, and now the two things swap, and now the GPT wrapper is what actually seems to be the value prop. And so for us, we've been building agents for onboarding users on Web3 ecosystems. And we just launched the Ape agent, which is like for the Ape coin, the BYAC community, the Bored Ape. And it's like, think of Perplexity AI meets Dune Analytics and Anon. So you can ask questions about anything around the ecosystem, community, find me the best yield, and then we don't have the Web3 instance component yet, but the ideal case scenario for us is to build this platform that lets you build agents around one ecosystem or one community, and then you can use it for managing your portfolio and finding the best investment for you in a way that is like, think of Robinhood, but AI plus Robinhood. So the problem today, the UX for Web3 sucks. And so I think the use case future-wise for AI agents, and I don't think it's just us, I think it's everyone, will be to abstract the UX, the complexity of crypto. And so make it become like the plug of the electricity, you turn it on, you don't know how electricity works, or I mean, you might know, but you don't need to know. Or you're on your phone on TikTok, you don't need to know how TCP/IP works. And meanwhile, you need to send one USDT. Well, you need to pay your team. You need to swap from Arbitrum to Polygon. Then you need to pay gas in both. You need to pay native tokens. You need to have MetaMask that connects. I mean, why have 10 different USDT in MetaMask and all different? And why I have USDT, USDC, and all of that show as different? I just want to
But
send
that's
dollars.
just interoperability, honestly. Like in terms of yield, like
Mhm.
do you think like right now, like do we have a real moat, like in terms of agent going ahead and uh executing any trade for us? And like that is something I feel like, do we have that right now?
So we're early, but here's the thing. I think that, and I wrote a blog post about it called "The State of AI," State of AI Agents, something like that, where I discuss about the progress of DFAI agents. And today, the DFAI agents are like Cursor. Well, the agents today are like reactive. You ask a question, you get an answer. We're moving towards like deep research kind of thing, longer feedback loop, still a human in the loop, and we're going towards these autonomous agents that will do everything autonomously. And looking at benchmarks, the IQ is already in the 160, which is doesn't mean much, but it gives you an idea of like the progress. Last year was a 120, which gives you an idea of the progress, and it's
Which
accelerating.
is
So at
an
some
average
point,
dream for a Chinese and an Indian parent. But yeah.
yeah, and it's like in the top percentile of 100,000 people in the world. I mean, it's actually not that many people in the 160. You could think there's a lot. It's over 160 is 100,000 people, which is like, wait, what? Yeah. So I think the progress will be incremental, and at one point, the agents will replace the human in the loop, And like we have MEV, we have flash loans, we have mechanisms that are like native to an ecosystem because the ecosystem enabled this mechanism to work because it's a deterministic machine state, and you can run all these kind of thing. The same way we had Uber with the phone, we could do like a shared economy. The agents are gonna unlock a new type of economy, new type of feature that I think we don't know. I don't know what will be, but my gut feeling tells me that will be something in the space of removing time. And I explain what I mean with that. Um, Governance proposal are 2 weeks, and there's a reason, because human need to read it, need to sign it, need to approve it, review it. And when you have an agent that can do all of that in milliseconds, you just don't have to wait. And so I think we'll see some kind of streaming happening where all these agents will start doing all the operation in a streaming and a decentralized way and a swarm way where, yeah. So to answer your question, yeah, we're going to be out of the loop, I think. It doesn't make sense for us to be there.
But don't you see, like, we have like used this word so recursively, like we have like slapped agent on everything which we have got, like, oh shit, AI was thinking, oh, we got a .ai domain now, oh shit, we have to complete it to .a, we have to make an agent of it because MCP is a thing, and now we have to go ahead and create an MCP of that because obviously we are trading on the best strategies of the market by the best data sources out there. I mean, if I could really go down and if I really want to make a pitch deck right now, I know like 7 words which I'm going to use again and again with best market tangibility and the like AI-fi, and I'm going to throw these in that deck for sure. But don't you think that if there are so many agents which are running at a capacity of creating the best yield, eventually it's not helpful for anybody. Like it cannot happen in a market like that because that's not how economics works, and that's not how economics eventually propagates in any kind of stuff. So I mean, why would I be utilizing? I'm so sorry for being a bit critical on this, but
Please,
we
please.
need this criticality to gather like more people around this and make it more secure and make it more trustable within actual builders who are in this space. And I would need your POVs on this. Like, how do you navigate that? How do you navigate your next thing which is going to happen and which people ask, okay, this is okay, I've seen this, but this doesn't work, and I have been utilizing it. So how do you navigate such market which is already, yes, they are critical of it, and I'm just not saying from the capital side, but from the retail side as well. Retail has been now very, because everybody has seen that DeFi summer and everybody has seen that NFT. I don't know. I don't want to call it afterglow. It was like they're just dead. So, but yeah, like yeah. So how do you navigate that?
Yeah, and Anjali, do I spell your name correctly? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll answer shortly, and then I want to give you also like I don't want to be the only one talking, so I'll be. Yeah. So let's take the elephant out of the room first. There's a lot of bullshit in the market, like virtuals and other agents that are just like a wrapper for tokens, and there's a million there. And yeah, so first thing first, it's a brand and it's a market, like a stamp for selling, like cloud was before, like big data was at some point, and yeah, so AI today is that. But there's some real stuff in there, and I think what's different is that Web3 and all the other one were like there were a group of people that were working there. AI, everyone, literally everyone is working on it, and we see the effects of how it works. Every company that is in tech is using that. My mom and dad are still using it, which is like, I mean, that's for me is like the entry level, which is like they're super boomer, so they absolutely don't use any technology, but they start asking ChatGPT about like, I have this thing. Well, what do you think it is? And so, no, I mean, it's happening. It's happening. And the question that you want really to ask is when AGI will be here, and how that will change the economy. And then to answer your question, what happened when we have all these agents around? And that's actually a critical question about what we're trying to figure out with alignment. because we're gonna have problems with there will be a lot of job loss. We're gonna see that really soon, actually. And there's three blog posts that came out recently that are interesting about this. One is the AI-2027, which talk about how in 2027, and they break down month by month what's happening and how we get to like these AI war between US and China, and how the governments will get involved in pushing Manhattan projects. We kind of already start seeing that, but more in the cybersecurity as well. And then there's another one, is the Dwarkesh Patel podcast, where they put the AI AGI coming in 2045, kind of like more conservative. And then there's another one called the Curse. I'll share that in the channel. I forget the name. The Curse of AI, Curse of AGI, something like that. And I mean, if you, in the worst case scenario, we think 2045 we might have AGI, and so yeah, we're gonna see in our lifetime and relatively soon the effects of what it means to run all these agents. And I don't have an answer, but I think there will be like a lot of arbitrage at first, and then there will be some clear winner probably.
Oh,
Did I
that
answer
kind
your
of
question?
scared me. Yeah,
Or
it abstractly, yes. Like I am in that range. Like I'm kind of like more scared now. Like, but yeah, like back to farming. So yeah, yeah. But Anjali, what do you think about this?
I agree. I think AI is coming, whether or not we want to say it or not. I think we're in like a beautiful, like, opportunity that is like a gold mine right now to figure out how AI works, to build businesses around it, and to actually like have an opportunity to build this future that we're headed in. But it is coming, whether or not you want to admit it or not. I'm maybe more on the pessimistic side of like how much it's going to change our world. I think yes, there's going to be a lot of job loss, but with each tech revolution that we've had, we've also had new jobs created. And so I think that even if I don't know 100% what that looks like, there's a chance that maybe we're not the Sam Altman reality of running around and being artists and painters and running businesses because we have nothing better to do and the government pays for everything. I think there still does need to exist some structure of capitalism. I think it's allowed many countries to exist concurrently together and to actually be able to partner together, which has never been possible for like a group of people. Like back when we were scavengers, it'd be like 20 of us and we'd fight and then we'd like go our separate ways and have a group of 10 again. And so I think there is beauty in what we've created in a lot of ways. And I don't think we should lose that social structure. But I also think yeah, like it is coming. It's going to change the way that we work every day. It is probably going to take away a lot of jobs, but I think there's going to be new ones created. It's going to be more AI technicians that are created. It might be more specialists that are created. So there might not be as many marketers, but the ones that are really good at their job will still exist and just leverage AI to do their job faster. Instead of having interns, will be just a bunch of specialists. And I think this is a really exciting world to live in. But it's coming very fast. But I'm excited about it because it means that whatever you're doing, if you want to build the future, you know it's this. And I think there's rarely a time in history where all of the experts can come in together and be like, this is the future. This is what's going to change the world 5 years from now. And the fact that you have everyone saying that means you should be working in this space. Even if you know nothing, you can figure it out. And I think like that's the exciting part is anyone can build in it.
But I mean, NFTs were changing that as well, right? Like for the art segment, like they were doing that. I'm not against like NFTs. We do give out NFTs. Who's even watching this? Like I'm not even against NFTs, but at some point of time, like at that bell curve peak, it looked like okay, this is how I'm gonna hold art, and this is how I'm gonna hold anything of artisanal per se. But that was kind of a narrative which was sold with because I have seen on the production grade code which Claude writes and things which are out there. Like I mean, AI is close, but like not that close. And like we have seen it. Like, and I'm speaking from the first-hand experience of utilizing these, but I kind of agree with both of you in this, but there is something which I am really curious about, like these walled gardens which Fed told about, like these agentic marketplace, which are walled gardens, liquidity comes in. And so do you think these are good for the market or these are bad for the market per se in which you are building right now? Like if Flow and Evo are doing their separate things, do you think things where they are creating more of a sort of a liquidity walled garden where they bring in more people to do things around it and then they have some sort of control over that liquidity as well? So do you think it's a good thing for the market or do you think it's a bad thing for the market? And you can be honest over here, like it's I that we would love share honesty on this.
I can do like a quick just to the NFT point. Yes, NFTs were maybe in a lot of ways supposed to change the world. I'd say the biggest difference with AI and NFTs is adoption. Almost everyone in the world knows AI exists. A lot of people are using it. My parents were never using NFTs. They never thought it was going
Yeah.
to change the world. They never used it to automate their life and make it easier. So I think that's a big difference of if you look at it from a utility perspective, NFTs didn't do much, whereas AI is doing a lot more. To your second point, definitely we'll defer it mostly off to Fred, but I'd say biggest piece from my side is I think world gardens are a good thing personally because I think it's a way to like innovate and to grow and to encourage that. And so I'm more for it. Even there's gonna be negatives with everything, but that's I think where I personally stand.
Yeah, I second that. It's like open market are good. We're in crypto, so we're like all for transparency and open markets. So yeah, I think there will be value extraction in some form or shape, and there will be like some arbitrage, and yeah, all of that is good because competition, and I don't know if it's capitalism, but we might see some form of futarchy as well happening, where we have like some a betting market happening and some like Oracle doing like betting market for well, okay, let me add the one extra thing here. So a lot of models today use reinforcement learning, and reinforcement learning makes sense for anything that have an incentive that is well defined. I'm trying to simplify this in a simpler word. um, Chess, you do a move, you do a couple moves, then you win, and you get a reward. Stock market, you do something, you make money, you get a reward. But there's a lot of cases in real life where it becomes really difficult. Like, do you hire someone? Is that good or bad? How you even evaluate that? Or you buy something that doesn't have a value until 20 years from now, or you go and you choose a university instead of another one. And there's one thing that a lot of people are working on today is like trying to figure out how to give an objective function to states, or well, to events that don't have a clear winner or loser. And if we can find a way to add this objective function, we can create a reinforcement learning mechanism or a game theory mechanism in these agents to run almost like human-like and choose the best decision. And we're gonna be optimizing the heck out of like pretty much everything. And so, um, yeah, I think open markets it's gonna create so many crazy things that we cannot think of because they're above our above our like human understanding, or like because we start entering in a game theoretical way where it's like it's less about one person making decision and more like the market, we say, have intelligence. We're gonna have all these
Yeah.
agents running in parallel and doing a lot of different things, and some sort of AGI intelligence might arise from that. So AGI might not necessarily be one AI. It might be like the the coordination between all these agents as well. I'm just throwing, this is like a very visual, very up in there, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I think yeah, so I have a cue for this. Now, as you spoke of reward, I have given you guys a link before start of the stream, and I have to make you guys spin that wheel for me. And all you have to do is get like I have given you a link that is
mhm.
tg.spheron.network. If you can open that link and share your screen right now, and let's see like how good is the AI code in terms of rewarding people, because this was written by Claude. So let's see, like, if you want to do it right now, let's do it. And people who are watching this, we would be dropping a code in the chat, and you can utilize this code for next 100 members who are watching this, and you can get whitelisted for a Road to TG campaign. If anybody of you can go ahead and share your screen and spin the wheel for us. Okay, Fed, I can see your screen.
Do you need only this one, or do you want to keep the side thing? I'm happy to move this one.
That's fine. I think we can click on get whitelisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, someone in the channel was saying that the chat is not working. I don't know what that means, but
oh yeah, I saw that. Like,
yeah, I don't know what they mean, but okay. Okay.
Just skip this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's play it. Do you have a promo code?
Skip this as well. I gave you like a Easter code, which is in the chat, and which is actually Easter code for everyone. Can you see it? Okay. It's Agent Stream in the chat.
Private chat?
Yeah, the private one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. When you say for everyone, you mean not just the two of us, for everyone?
Yeah, it's for everyone.
Sure.
Yeah, you can go down. Yeah, and put it in the Easter egg code. Just submit the code. Yeah, over there. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mentioned before I'm a boomer, so be with me for this. Yeah, my parents are boomer, but I'm pretty much a boomer as well in these things. There we go. Okay. Yep.
And you just need to paste it. You need to paste it first. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah. It did use before. Yeah.
Okay. Just click on. Are people that fast? But yeah, just click on spin now. You'll be able to spin it, I'm sure.
Okay, let's do that. So we have only this spin. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Damn. This is 250 points. I think this is kind of 100 is the lowest. So you were like next to the last, but yeah, thanks for playing that, Pet. And yeah, thanks for being in this. Like, this is something which we are doing for in our Road to TG campaign, like people getting missions and be part of the community itself. And it's a fun way to actually interact with the community. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
There we go. Share it here.
Fed is showing so much love. That's thanks, Fed. And post this. I'm gonna ask you to open your platforms as well and give us a go around. Post this.
Yeah. There you go. What do you want me to do? Sorry, I got lost here.
Yeah, this is good. I want Anjali. If you want to, you can go ahead and spin it.
I see.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing. Yeah.
I think you're on mute.
Hopefully you can see that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I just looked at what was going on, so I got right to the wheel right away. Can just click spin.
See, we added that.
250. No.
Oh,
come on.
This is
great.
This is such fair use of, like, we have made sure that even our esteemed guests are not getting the best points. So we are as fair as it could be. But if you guys have shared your screen, I would. So the code is Agent Spheron. Agent Stream, and it is for 500 points and 50 codes only. I'm gonna put it on the chat as well. And yeah. And if you're sharing your screen, Anjali, I would really love to see for you to showcase avo.so and post that. Fed, I'd love to see Flow AI as well. Like, if you can share, tell about what you guys are building, like very much focused on that. So yeah.
Yeah, I can start us off. So Avo is basically a marketplace for crypto trading agents, any type of agent in the world that you wanted to trade in some way. We're basically building a marketplace where you can find all of them and actually utilize them. And so we're very focused on the utility piece compared to like other aggregators or platforms out there. So yeah, you could find an agent. Let's say I really want to use Risk, for example. And what I could do when I tap into Risk is I can see what this agent is doing. So this one you can see is just following the KOL. You can see what its risk tolerance is. So it's more on the medium side. You can see it's an automated trader. So likely a bot running in the background. You can change what protection you buy at. And that just means that you're buying at lower levels or higher levels of market cap liquidity volume. So it's higher chances of getting rugged versus not as high. You can see the agent log. So, what were the trades that happened and what did it buy into as well, if that's something of interest to people. This was very much like requested by users. You can see current tokens that it's holding as well, and what the risk is of those tokens, what the market cap is looking like, and what your allocation would be if you use this agent. And then you can also see performance over time and how that's been performing. So it has been overall doing pretty well. You could also see when we listed it on Avo. And you could always go back, find other agents. You could use indexes instead if you want that. We just added them, so we're trying to find good ones. So, for example, this one is just one that looks at what BitGet is holding, and or Bybit is holding, and you basically follow the holdings of Bybit. And this is all through Arkham that we were able to find this, and you can see what that looks like over time as well. And yeah, you could put money into an agent, you could let it trade for you, and you can always refer friends as well and earn 80% of all their transaction fees forever. So we're being very generous with our referral program as well. But yeah, that's it on a high level.
Oh, sorry, a random question. What's the image in the background? That's super cool.
Yeah, it just changes over time. It's just different GIFs from like pop cultural references. So you could think of like Cyberpunk might be in the background. It could be Mario Kart as a game. It's just random GIFs that probably showed up in your childhood in some way.
Wow, this is nice. Like,
Mhm.
what's on the security end? Like, in terms of if I'm connecting like my wallet to this, how secure these trades are, like in terms of managing my capital per se, and what security measures is Avo defining and even redefining in this space, and like how does the escrow looks like, and how does that happen?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So in terms of our wallet connection partner, we're using Dynamic, so everything is handled through them. In terms of putting money into an agent, let's say I want to use Risk, for example. Um, let's say I want to put zero point 0.1 Sol in. So what happens is basically a separate pool is created for each of the agents. So here I'm going to just confirm this transaction. You can see it's a new agent that's created. So it's a new pool with every agent. And at any time, you can export your private key. So you could close your positions at any time with the agent, but you could also export your private key at any time as well if you want something faster, you want to keep it in your wallet and maybe just buy and sell certain tokens that the agent holds and really be a little bit more manual from there as well. So that's, I would say, one of the things that we've been doing. We also have these protections in place in terms of what you're actually buying into. That way, you're not falling into rugs and honeypots and scams like oftentimes happens. But most of the more key thing here is we're using WebAC for our wallet tracking and agent identity. So that way, we're actually able to see if the agents are being malicious or not, and we can put that into perspective as well. So we're really only using agents that have been verified through WebAC and verified through a few other partners. We also have data that we collect and we back test it at least 3 months to make sure that the agent has been performing over time, hasn't tried to rug a community in the past. And then we also work with dev teams one-on-one before they list an agent on Avo so that we really understand, are they doing it just to make profits? Are they doing it to actually like provide for the community, or what really is the underlying reason? Yes, that what I would say on a high level is what's happening. But it's a pool that's generated. Agent has access to it and it's trading those funds. And then you also have access to it. And anytime you can pull out your money, that's a separate pool for you and this agent. If you want to open another agent, for example, with Greg, then there's going to be another pool that's created with the Greg agent. So that's kind of on a high level how that's looking like.
And like in terms of understanding like how a specific strategy doesn't devise a lot of like rug is not involved. Like, do you have a specific uh, framework for that, or how do you guys do that? Because a lot of security companies have come down to identifying different projects which eventually are in could be rug. So what's your strategy on that? Again, it's not a drill down. These are very general questions, and even for the community as well.
Yeah, these are great questions. Thank you for asking. I always love to get grilled, so I appreciate this. So yeah, so what you would do is you would probably go for something more like a guarded. And what that means is it means that you're not going to hold any tokens that are below 500K market cap, 250K liquidity, and 250K volume. And so this makes it that if you get rugged, it's usually going to happen in a degen mode area. So if you go in the guarded, it means you're going to sell before it gets to a point where there's no liquidity left in the token and you can't sell. So that's a very easy way that we've been able to protect users there if they want that protection in place as well. Obviously, it means you might miss out on a lot of profits, and you see that as well, but it also protects you more safer returns over time. And you can see from here, so it's only holding a fewer tokens. You can see how the allocation changes over time. If you go back to the front, what you're also going to see is when you go to Garden, most of them are, again, like very high level. You're seeing some are only holding Bonk, or these ones are only holding Solana. So it's much, much safer of a trade to do. When we work with WebAC, what they do is they identify how safe or risky a token is. So you can see this is low risk. But if we go to something like Degen, okay, you're getting something like a medium risk. And so they're actually putting their safety scores in place with each of these tokens. And if any of it is high risk, or like on the higher side, we actually don't also include it in the agents that you're able to use. So there's a few things here and there that we do as well to make sure, hey, you're not going to buy into tokens, even if this agent is buying into tokens, because we don't want you to get rugged. We don't want you to lose all your money.
Amazing. Oh, that's a fair thing to say. Like the last point, like we don't want you to lose your money. Yeah, yes, and
We
that's
try.
good to hear in this casino environment where everybody is trying to like get a piece of the pie. But this is good product on honestly, like in terms of what we have seen. Like this is I feel that I would utilize it on like Solana has a lot of like different abstract things coming up every time, and I kind of like the builder space, which is pretty open to everybody, and anybody can go ahead and get started. And this is a very new segment for that as well, not the agent segment, but understanding like how you can utilize it for better scale. But Fed, I want to give the stage to you, and I want you to go ahead and share your screen and tell what you're building with uh, Flow. And also, people who are watching this, the code is on the screen, which is Agent Stream. So yeah, that would work for you.
Hey, let me know if you can see. Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
You're such a
Okay.
pro Arc user. I left Arc
Oh.
the day they put it on their Reddit, like we are leaving and we are doing fundraise for some other stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
They
using
they
Zen
they're
now.
they're building the DR now, which I don't know. I'll see how I like that one, but I still like Arc. Yeah, yeah. It's the chat AI is the thing that I love for the most part. But okay, okay. Demo time. Yeah. So Flow, like I mentioned before, is a marketplace. Well, marketplace slash. Excuse me. Market. Let me put in. You do that.
Do not
Where?
disturb.
Yes, thank you. Okay. So it's a marketplace slash launchpad slash operating system and a lot of other buzzwords. But what those mean, if you go to agents and then you do view all agents, we have this marketplace with all the agents that we launch. The one that you see here, all agents are not launched yet, but you can join the waiting list. And we're in the process of launching We call it the project 100 agents. It's around 70, but we're launching a bunch of different agents for all these ecosystems. The one that we recently launched that I will demo is the ape agent. So we can click here. Okay. Yeah, so when you get here, you can either talk with the agent from the chat, or you can see a dashboard. We call them spaces. And the agent, let's do this, talk with this agent, and we can go directly here. Agent is ready. The agents have a lot of different tools, and they have on the left side the spaces. Spaces are like the dashboard that we saw before. I think that one is this one, if I'm not wrong. No, this is a different one. This doesn't look good for the price, but well, we run a demo.
It is
So you
what
can
it
do drag.
is. Like,
Yeah. and the cool thing about this dashboard, they have a query in the backend, and so you can edit the query. You can see in a table format. It's like think of Dune Analytics. So you can create these dashboards like Dune Analytics, and you can do drag and drop to make them look nice. And then you can do this one is public, so you can go to share, copy link, and somewhere you have this dashboard. Okay. Now going back here, we have the chat. You have a list of agents you can talk to. In this case, we're talking with Ape. And what can you do? You can do a lot of things. Like you can ask, find me the best deal in ApeCoin. You can ask things like, what's the roof price, the floor for bike. So let's ask that. What's the current floor for bike? And what this is doing will use the OpenSea AI tools. As you can see here, is talking with API, and then it gives you the answer with like the bike,
so
the
for using
V-Ways.
data ingestion from that source.
This one is
And
in real time. The data ingestion we do for Twitter, social channels, we do it for documentations, and for Discord, discourse, and a lot of other social things. But this one specifically is in real time. So we just call the OpenSea get collection stats.
nice.
And to give you like the example of real time, this is the part that looks like a Perplexity AI.
Yeah.
Find me some grant for ApeCoin across all social channels. Okay, this one will run, okay, the Ecosystem Explorer, which for the technical people here is a RAG, the term that you'll hear a lot in the AI space. RAG, just for, let's explain this buzzword so that you leave this meeting with like some new word, probably if you're not technical. RAG is a vector database. It's like a database like Elasticsearch or like BigQuery or Postgres. And you basically index text using a vector embedding. Is called like it's a type of index that lets you do semantic search. So you can search actual phrases, not just words. Yeah, and you can see here we got a bunch of answer, smart initiative, old city thread, etc. Yeah, and if you want to analyze what's happening, you can go here and see. This is like a debugger sort of, and then you can ask questions like put this in a dashboard. The dashboard part is the V1. We're implementing that in the V2, so I won't show that right now, but you can do things like show me the price for the last year for this specific ape. So show me a random bike list or something like that. Yeah, so I can go more in details and explain a
Yeah,
bunch of
but do
these
you
things,
think
but
information arbitrage is something which is required at this point of time? Like, why would I not go and choose any specific LLM to utilize that knowledge versus why would I use Flow in this case?
yeah, because some of the knowledge is Web3 specific. And OpenAI doesn't have that. Perplexity does not have that. Some of the knowledge is real time with integrations. Maybe MCP will solve some of that, but you still need to create a curation around it. And the reason to use Flow AI is that we fine-tune the model and we integrate the model across like a full ecosystem, complete ecosystem, like Uniswap, for example. Aave is another one. And so creating these agents specific for an ecosystem, they're gonna be more, they're gonna be more fine-tuned for that ecosystem that ChatGPT will ever be, because it's a general purpose, and you have to still like do all the integration yourself. Now, can you do this yourself? Yep. I mean, like I said before, code is not remote anymore. So it might take time, but maybe a team, like a decent team, can do this probably in 6 months. So yeah, there's other secrets in here, but the actual LLM integration with the RAG and integration with tools, yeah, we're getting to the point where it's not remote.
Understood.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I think this is something which I would say, okay, this is my source of, like, if the mode becomes like this is my single source of truth when I'm investing, and like similarly for Avo, like it becomes like, okay, I'm using something for agent strategy, I use it this. Like the piece of pie lies in people utilizing it on a day-to-day basis, and just not people, like people. I think we are not just limited to degen folks. We want to broaden our market in terms of realizing that the market really lies with retail as well, which is just not centric to degen trades, and which is more towards public facing trades. Like there are a lot of people who are utilizing wallets, who are day to day. I think, yeah, this is something which can, like, I feel like the biggest mode can be for these products itself. Like in one way, I would love to see like Flow being one of the single source of truth platforms, and Avo being one of the platforms where people utilize different strategies. Because I think if you guys remember, OKX has this strategy thing on top of their platform where you can go and copy strategies from different influencers and people you see, and they did it pretty early. I used to
Nancy
think
Pelosi.
that yeah, that was something which was the initiation of it. But I like to see products which are actually working, and see, and this is something which is rare as well. Like I have the best people in the room right now where they have shared their screen, showcased what you guys have built, and like that is something which I'm truly, honestly, I'm really happy about, because we are in the space where everybody is selling some cookie dream, like which has been this narrative. Like I'm kind of bored of it, honestly. Like everybody's like, yeah, we are changing the world, and yeah, just buy this shit. So yeah, like it's so refreshing to see builders who are coming out and doing things which are very much eventual to the space. And on that side, I have something to show you guys as well. So it's just not like, oh, hosts share the screen. So I'm going to share what we have been working on in terms of like as Spheron. And right now we are fairly very happy to see the love which we have got from the community and from everywhere. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, I need to pull my own screen over there. But yeah, I hope you can see it. So
Yes,
it's a very straightforward product. Like once you know that how seamless it is, like you would love it in terms of utilizing it, from utilizing machine, getting SSH access, to doing anything around Spheron is fairly very simple. Like if you want to spin something, if you want to spin an AI agent, and if you want to spin, if you want to do federated learning, or if you want to run a small SLM model or an LLM model, it's something which is built by the builders for the builders. And something I really love is that it is as composable as it can get and as accessible as it gets. Like we just added the SSH key feature just like few days back, and something which is fun is I called Fizz node, and Fizz node is that you who's watching this or even our speakers, everybody has a machine in their home, and sometimes we don't use it. And to be very honest, like I have this the machine I'm using right now, the Windows machine, and I rarely use it. But my like if I have the ability to go ahead and lease out that machine to anybody who really needs it, that's what true innovation means in terms of deepen. Deepen is a word which got recently which has got a lot of wave around it. We started doing deepen a long way back, and now once we have understood that you can go ahead and you can give people machines, and something that I would love to see, like anybody who wants to run something on top of a V100 or a 4090 or a 3090, anything, they can just do it right now. And we are on mainnet, and the product works as charm. Like, and people are connecting 5090s, 4090s, anything of sorts, which are very powerful machines if you need to do on consumer cards, and it's fairly very easy. And the fun part is we have built multiple things on top of it, like something called Supernodes, and which is I think which is I don't know, like there is no other uh, deep in node as a service right now, but we built this on top of Spheron, and it is working like a charm. Like we are already revenue positive. We have been doing revenue, and we're getting a lot of love by the community because of this. So yeah, this is what I mean in terms of building tech, and this is only because of like support of real builders like from Fed, Anjali, and people who have been utilizing us. And now I would love to see you guys build something on top of Spheron as well. Like I think this is something which we really feel is the mode for every builder out there, and there is a lot of uh, noise. Like people say it's decentralized, but it truly isn't. Like we are using AWS at the end of the day, but we would love you guys to utilize this and also become part of Spheron. And yeah, this is what the whole Spheron community is about, like creating decentralized compute accessible for all. Oh,
Awesome.
as
And
a host,
Prakash,
I said so much. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Prakash, yeah. Since we're super laid back, I have a bunch of questions, and we could love to use it for especially models. Can you run like a DeepSeek model or other model today? And I mean, I'm sure you can, but can you? Do you have like a one-click model that we can just use? Like, because we'll need
Yeah. I'm
APIs.
glad you asked it.
Hmm. Okay,
Uh, can you
perfect.
see my screen again? Yeah.
Oh, and actually, it is DeepSeek. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
we didn't pay Fed for asking this question, guys, if you're
I,
watching.
I, I I literally like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's something that we need. So,
But
and
yeah.
the next question, okay, the next question is you have grants because we're a bootstrap team and we're very frugal, super low burn rate. And to be fair, inference, we charge inference to the users today because we have to, because inference is like, it's we go into business here, so I won't explain that. Maybe if you want to ask in another podcast. But yeah, so do you have any grants? Any way for us to
Yeah.
test that?
We definitely support builders all the time. Like that's who we are. Like we have been in that place, and we are always
Mhm.
in that place. So it's a cloud which is driven by community. We are just a catalyst. So yeah, like so Fizz nodes, anything you want to use is up to you. You can just spin it off right now, and you can definitely like get st- like we'd love to support you on that as well. And anybody who's watching this, like if you guys need compute, we're already there, and we have been building like Skynet, we have been building Supernode. There's a lot of stuff which is around decentralized compute and actual scalable stuff. But yeah, that's what our whole core thesis is about building this.
Yeah, yeah, and we could be happy to like partner in whatever shape or form as well. So, and Prakash, we're like I'm in Brooklyn. I know you moved there as well. I think I don't know. I don't want to dox.
I was there. Yeah, it's such a I hate the cold, man. Like, why the fuck NYC is so cold? I hate it. So I like I couldn't, honestly, I couldn't take the weather. Like, I was like, I need to get out of my house. I cannot be in my house forever. Like, I loved SF so much. Like, then I was like, should I be in SF? Like, because that's a better city in terms of, but like the kind of like they have this distinction towards crypto folks. Like, oh, wait, you're in crypto again? Come back again? And I'm
Wait,
like,
in SF
why?
in New York?
Yeah,
In
it's
SF?
there. And yeah, people are like
Oh, okay.
so judgmental around these Web3 folks. Yeah, like, come back to us when you start doing real tech and stuff like that. And it's so funny to see. Like, okay, yeah, for sure. But the two different worlds. I think NYC is pretty good for business in terms of like really being where business is done, and SF is like being on top of every tech. Like, everybody's like, even everybody's is building something, and it's the whole vibe of the city, and everybody's like,
we,
yeah,
we,
even somebody's gonna,
we're
yeah,
fixing that. You probably you know that I also on the side I run this event called AI NYC.
yeah,
Come to the next one because we're fixing the tech part. So we have a bunch of people from the hyperscalers, so OpenAI, Anthropic, and all the top companies, and a bunch of founders. And we get together once a month and we talk about all the tech side of things. So we do paper read, LLM talking, like go into the rabbit hole. So New York is like we're a lot of networking events and a lot of like a nice chatting, yapping kind of thing. But we're getting good also on the tech side, so we're fixing that. So come to the next one, and yeah,
so
you
if
you you
anybody
enjoy it.
wants SF in NYC, you gotta meet Fed. So yeah.
We're okay. Okay, I don't want to put the word too much out. We're very selective. Number one, and we're limited. We have 40 seats, so every month is becoming harder and harder. So that's the other problem. But we'll
So
figure out something.
1,200
Yeah.
people who are watching this. So it's gonna be like pretty selective
Uh,
for you guys, and yeah, and I think this is the last part of this. So, guys, last thoughts and final shell from both of you around Avo and Flow. Go ahead, it's your time.
I could
Angie,
start
you
us
go
off,
I
I
first.
don't want to
guess.
point.
But thank you. I loved seeing all the demos. They were very cool. I'm like putting notes for the team to see if there's any integration opportunities. So no, I always love seeing what other builders are building because we're so busy in our little circles just building. We forget there's other people out there that are also building really cool stuff that we can partner with. So I always appreciate spaces like this to bring people together. Okay. And then plug for Avo. We launched literally 12 hours ago. So for anyone that wants to be an early user in Avo, definitely feel free to check us out. It's just app.avo.so. Happy to answer questions, happy to help you with your onboard. And then we also have, referral fees for 80% of anyone else that you bring in. And yeah, hope to see a lot of you guys there. If you're builders, you want to add agents on Avo and earn a percentage of the commission fees, like definitely reach out to me as well. We just want people in the ecosystem and we're happy to support in any way we can.
Amazing. 80%
Awesome.
referral fees is I don't know, like
It
I'm
is a
gonna
lot.
check
Yes.
yeah, it's like I'm gonna ask people like to check that out for sure, like if from my link specifically.
Yeah.
So
Just like I'm making money.
yeah. But yeah, Fred.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, this was great. I hope you organize more of these because I'd be happy to watch other founders, especially if they're selected like you're doing. Yeah, absolutely. From my side, yeah, so we did launch the Ape agent about 3 weeks ago now. We're improving it and we're launching new agents. And yeah, please sign up in the platform. And we're adding credits right now for the next couple of days. And those credits might translate, maybe not, in some other tokens. It's TBD, but And we also have a referral program. In our case, we give credits that, again, they're like points that we have our partners that might be able to give other tokens for those. And yeah, so and also we want feedback. So if you want to join our community, that could be amazing as well, so that we can get feedback to integrate the platform with your ecosystem, your community, or whatever private business you have.
Amazing. And anybody who's watching this, feel free to ask these questions, because something which is amazing about Web3 is that how founders are so reachable, and you can reach them and test their products and give them actual feedback. And this was amazing, honestly. Like this was, I like streams where people actually share screen and show stuff. Very rare, and bring in utility most of the time. And thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much for Anjali said thank you so much for Fed, and Sferon is always there to help and support anybody who's building in this space. So yeah, follow Sferon, Avo, and Flow AI. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.